Two sisters. One shared dream, to rule in the golfing world. Jessica and Nelly Korda, bound by blood, yet divided by intense sporting rivalry. Their flawless swings and relentless dedication overwhelmed audiences. Each tournament was a chance to see who would be the queen of the greens, and neither was ready to back down. After years of competition, only one can claim the title of the best Korda. Will it be Jessica or Nelly? The truth is, the Korda sisters were born with a sporting advantage in their veins. Their parents were professional tennis players. Their dad, Peter Korda, had a successful career as a professional tennis player during the 1990s, reaching the second spot in the world rankings. Meanwhile, their mom, Regina Rizschertova, competed for her native Czechoslovakia in the 1988 Summer Olympics in Seoul. So it's no surprise that sports became the family's hallmark. But these girls chose to trade tennis rackets for golf clubs, and they've been killing it ever since. But as you know, every sport demands at least some level of competitiveness. Has this affected the dynamic and bond between the two sisters as they strive to prove their skills on the greens? Well, although they've both followed similar paths, their titles and achievements have been a bit different. Jessica Korda was born on February 28, 1993, in Bradenton, Florida, where the family settled and grew. A significant moment came when Peter retired from tennis in the late 90s, looking to channel his energy and competitive spirit into other sports. That's when he discovered golf, a game that immediately fascinated him for its technical and strategic complexity. He soon began frequenting Bradenton's golf courses to hone his skills. Meanwhile, in 1998, the Korda family welcomed their second daughter, Nelly. Like Jessica, Nelly grew up in a sports-focused environment where tennis was a big deal. But as Peter got more into golf, the girls started getting into it too. Family afternoons shifted from tennis courts to golf courses. Their father patiently taught Jessica and Nelly how to swing and master the basics. They both showed natural talent and coordination from a young age. Jessica got into golf at 8, while Nelly, following her big sister, fell in love with the sport at just 6. That's a 2-year head start. Did it make a difference? By the time they hit their teens, both Jessica and Nelly had already established themselves as promising talents in women's golf, with one standing out a bit more than the other. Jessica, the older sister, had some early successes, competing in international events since she was 13. In 2006, she represented the Czech Republic at the World Amateur Team Championship. Then, at just 15 in 2008, she made waves by making the cut at the Women's US Open, where she also shot the only round in the 60s. Her talent was obvious from an early age. In 2009, she made the cut again at the US Open and also earned a spot on the Curtis Cup team. The following year, she really made her mark among the world's best. She won the South Atlantic Amateur Open and made it to the final of the US Women's Amateur, the nation's most prestigious tournament. Representing the USA, she finished 4th individually and grabbed a silver medal for the team in the Espirito Santo Cup. These achievements allowed her to enter the LPGA Tour qualifying school at just 17 years old. All of this happened in 2010. The following year, in her debut season, she played in 15 LPGA Tour events, showcasing her enormous potential. Her best result was an impressive tie for 19th place at the Avnet Classic. Despite her young age, she competed fearlessly against the biggest stars. Meanwhile, her sister, Nelly, stayed busy training and learning from her at the IMG Academy. It was really helpful to have a rising star at home to look up to, don't you think? Well, in January 2012, Jessica secured her first professional victory. It was none other than the Australian Open, an international major. After consistently strong rounds, she clinched the trophy in an exciting playoff involving 6 players, which she ultimately won on the second extra hole. This prestigious win at such a young age made it clear that Jessica Korda was serious about her path to the elite. Only one thing could stop her journey to the top, and that thing was her sister. Because Nelly, after 6 years of rigorous training, was finally beginning her journey. In 2013, she outperformed her own sister by making the cut at the US Open at just 14 years old. She was barely a teenager. 2 years later, she joined the Solheim team and scored several collegiate victories, such as the Ping Invitational. Her talent was quickly solidifying. In 2015, she would win the Harder Hall Invitational and the AJGA Rolex Junior, both prestigious amateur tournaments. Clearly, Jessica's hard work bore fruit earlier, but Nelly seemed determined to emulate and surpass her older sister's achievements with unmatched determination. Now here's the thing. They both have a pretty similar swing. So even though there are 5 years between the two of them, telling them apart is quite a challenge. Sure, being fair, during their amateur days, both showed they were top-notch from a young age. But it could be said that Jessica achieved bigger things in her early years. In 2014, Jessica won her second LPGA title. But Nelly was making rapid progress too, promising a bright future of her own. It was just a matter of time before she made her mark too. And that happened in 2016, when she won her first pro event at the Sioux Falls Great Life Challenge. This got her onto the LPGA Tour the next year. And let me tell you, once she got there, Nelly Korda's rise was unstoppable. But she wasn't alone. As sisters, the Kordas always had each other's backs and supported one another. Maybe without Jessica, there wouldn't be Nelly. They proved this in 2018 when in October of that year, the younger sister won her first championship on the LPGA in Taiwan. This made them the third pair of sisters to win in LPGA history. The star athletes were becoming the most beloved sisters in golf. But how long would it be until the younger sister outshone the older one? Well, not long at all. After a few disappointing losses, Nelly clinched the ISPS Honda Women's Australian Open title in 2019. This catapulted her into the top 10 for the first time in the Women's World Golf Rankings. By 2021, Nelly had notched up 4 wins, an Olympic gold, and claimed the #1 spot in the world rankings. Meanwhile, Jessica secured her 6th LPGA Tour title at the Tournament of Champions and rose to 17th place in the rankings. Clearly, her sister was reaching even greater heights. An interesting point about the Korda sisters' careers is the number of tournaments they've played so far. Despite their youth, Nelly has made quite an impact with what she's achieved. Let's break it down. Jessica started her professional career at age 18 and has played in a total of 227 LPGA Tour events since then. That's a testament to her longevity and consistent presence on the greens. On the other hand, Nelly made her debut on the circuit a few years later and has played just over 100 events. But here's the kicker. Despite playing fewer tournaments, Nelly Korda has already racked up more wins than her sister Jessica. How many exactly? Well, as of now, Nelly has claimed 9 trophies. Her aggressive style and immediate success have led to more frequent celebrations, showcasing her immense talent and winning mentality. Her superior talent isn't just shown at one-off events. Let's remember the individual tournament of the 2022 Aramco Team Series, where Nelly Korda proved she was better than her older sister, Jessica. At first, Jessica looked set to win with a solid 7-stroke lead over Nelly. But things took a surprising turn. Jessica had a tough day, making 7 bogeys that ruined her lead. While Jessica struggled, Nelly saw her chance and took control in the final holes. With unwavering determination, Nelly managed to overcome the initial gap and win the championship, beating her own older sister. It was a clear sign of her skill on the course, proving that Nelly was ready to challenge Jessica and take away her victories. Unfortunately, in mid-2023, Jessica Korda announced she'd be taking a break from competition indefinitely. On March 13th, the 6-time title winner revealed she needed to undergo rehabilitation for a chronic back injury. She'd been dealing with pain for months, which was affecting her performance. After consulting with doctors, she decided taking time off to fully recover was the best move. Jessica's absence left a gap in the circuit. At 30, she was still one of its top players. But her break also shifted the balance within the Korda family. Nelly, who'd turned 24 in July, was already in a great phase of her career. She'd reached the top of the world rankings and kept winning titles regularly. Now, with her older sister off the course, it seemed like the perfect opportunity for her to build on her success. Nelly could reach new heights while Jessica took time to heal. Right now, Nelly Korda has jumped up 3 spots in the Rolex rankings to reach the #2 spot in the world. I guess that pretty much settles who the top Korda in golf is these days, right? But let's be real. Ever since they burst onto the women's circuit, Jessica and Nelly Korda have shown their natural talents in golf, making them global stars. However, if we had to pick the better of the two based on their track record, it's pretty clear that Nelly has reached the pinnacle of the golfing world. The younger Korda has always had a killer mix of power, accuracy, and style that's really worked in her favor. And at just 25, she's already bagged several titles, not to mention that Olympic gold. Jessica also showed skill for many years with her smooth swing and calmness under pressure. But some ups and downs in her career and the need for long breaks kept her from being as consistent as her younger sister. This put her in Nelly's shadow, who was grabbing all the attention with her impressive breakthrough. But while Nelly keeps winning in the sport they grew up with, Jessica seems to have found her biggest win away from the golf course. After her many achievements as a golfer, Jessica shifted her focus to other personal priorities. In December 2021, she got married to her longtime partner, and she recently had her first child in February 2024. This marks a new chapter in her career as she embraces her role as a mother. Maybe we won't see her playing in tournaments as much, and she might even decide to quit professional golf altogether. Even though she might miss the cheers on the course, she surely finds the most joy at home with her family. But thankfully, we still have Nelly to watch for exciting games ahead. So, do you love to watch the Korda sisters like I do? Then, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing golf content. Please hit like if you enjoyed the video.